So, lads, the voting returns has happened. It is official. The voting returns are in for the second votes of WNBA All-Star. And I'm not surprised, and I don't think anyone should really be surprised about what has happened. What has happened is that Caitlin Clark is not number one. She's not number one. But let's be very real. Caitlin Clark has a very popular teammate. Her name is Aaliyah Boston. And there are a lot of people that are just not going to vote for Caitlin Clark out of spite. As well as that, there's only 4 guards. You can only pick 4 guards. And there are a lot of people, even people that aren't doing it out of spite, that are going to take the 2 Atlanta Dream guards and are going to take Paige Bueckers and Olivia Miles, or put Kelsey Plum in there. So there is a definite argument to be made that Caitlin Clark, you can not have Caitlin Clark on your ballot and be justified in it. Whereas I actually don't think Aaliyah Boston's been a top 6 front-court player. She just hasn't. This has been a not very good year for Aaliyah Boston, if we're being honest. I don't think she's been terrible, but other than the 30-something point game against Chicago, she hasn't been great. But it just showed people were not voting initially. People were not voting. It's as simple as that. They were not voting. Caitlin Clark with 190,000 votes or something, or was it 250? Whatever it was. She's only a 700k now. People just weren't voting, and I'm being real. She's number 2, and it doesn't matter. If she's number 2 or she's number 1, it does not matter. And a lot of people are going to be like, "Oh yeah, that's a big deal if she's not top." If Aaliyah Boston's top, it doesn't make one bit of difference to a single person. Why? Because Aaliyah Boston's a front-court player. Caitlin Clark goes number 1 in the fan voting. She is number 1 in the guards fan voting. And it's one of these things as well where it's we saw what happened when the quote-unquote most popular player, according to the fans, Angel Wilson, played against the quote-unquote second most popular player in Paige Bueckers. It had a grand total of 45% of the viewership of Caitlin Clark versus a random expansion team. And you might be saying, "Oh, but everyone in Canada watched that game." That does not include Canadian viewers. It does not include viewers from the great country of Canada. It's one of those things now where it's okay, people just didn't vote. The Caitlin Clark fans got complacent. The CCFC got complacent. They got complacent, and now they did what they rightfully should have done from the start. You get the Swifties. Taylor Swift updates were looking for Caitlin Clark. That's how you do it. How else do you think Andrew Wiggins started an All-Star game? The Golden State Warriors fans convinced the K-pop stars to start voting for Andrew Wiggins. I'm sorry, the All-Star game is a popularity contest. It is a popularity contest. And you can't even say anything about Paige Bueckers and Taylor Swift. Paige Bueckers is nothing with Taylor Swift. The damn Swifties are going to be undefeated. And that's why Caitlin's going to end up top, by the way. Caitlin's going to end up top. The damn Swifties, they don't lose. They don't lose. The only way Caitlin doesn't get top is if 4chan gets involved in it. We'll never forget, whatever school gets the most votes, Taylor Swift has to perform live to. And Taylor Swift, the school that got the most votes was a fucking school for the deaf. We all remember that, right? 4chan's undefeated. 4chan is undefeated. Pitbull having to play a concert in Kodiak, Alaska, because he rhymed Kodak with Kodak. It's one of those things where the only people in an online poll that will beat the Swifties, because the Swifties are the reincarnation of the 2011 Beliebers. They are nuts. They will beat the K-pop stans, and it's hard to beat the K-pop stans. It's real hard to beat the K-pop stans. And I will say this, the AZ and Paige stans, I think they just don't like each other, it seems. The AZ stans not knowing anything about basketball is the most funny. It's just people standing AZ as a human is hilarious, because AZ Foot's actually really good at basketball. She's actually really good at basketball, but the way they talk about her, she's a 5'11" goat, future goat. She's actually really good. She's not going to be an All-Star this year, but no, there's going to be years where AZ Foot's an All-Star. Absolutely. They might just give her a pity All-Star like they did to Sonia Citron last year, where it's we want to put more rookies in. Sonia, you go and be an All-Star. But yeah, look, it is what it is. Thankfully, we don't have to hear this fucking bullshit discourse. Like, we read the article from The Athletic yesterday, and like I like Sabrina, but like, you read an article being like, the tide has turned, she's no longer even most popular playing field. Technically, she's not. It's like, the league and fans have clearly made their mind up that Paige Bueckers is preferred guard. And I'm like, based on what? Like, it took Paige Bueckers, like, everyone's like, oh, Paige Bueckers, she picks her spots. She ran to the corner and didn't look at the basket while her team needed miracle comebacks, and in her defense, she did it. It's the clutchest we've seen Paige Bueckers the last 2 games. We saw her standing in the fucking corner as her team is losing 2 teams. One team that's completely dysfunctional in the sky, and one team where they cheated. Sky cheated out of that game. And one team in Seattle who are trying to lose. Until 90 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, Paige Bueckers did have 17 points in 6.5 minutes. And it was the best 6.5 minutes of Paige Bueckers' career. Don't get it twisted. She was unbelievable. And that is, I always say this, I'm like, look, if Paige Bueckers is aggressive for 40 minutes every game, she might be the best player in the world. She might be. Paige frustrates me. Because just like, first quarter, Caitlin Clark frustrated me. Caitlin Clark, that's like, oh, I'm going to be this true point guard where I'm just going to pass the ball side to side and run to the corner. I get pissed when Caitlin does that. Like, you want players to be aggressive. No passive star has ever won at any level. It doesn't matter how talented they are. And this is something that I heard from, again, really high level pro. This is like almost NBA level guy. The best player I ever played with. This guy, I played with him way past his prime, but like, guy played in summer league. The guy was on NBA training camp roster, just never made a final roster. So this guy was at one stage one of probably top. And he was basically saying, he was like, look, he peaked very late and he was like 26, 27, and they were giving spots to kids that probably weren't as good as him. And he was like Egyptian league top scorer, like over NBA players. This guy was like an NBA level player. And as a kid growing up, you're naturally passive. He was like, an aggressive mistake is better than a passive mistake. Or sorry, making mistakes while being aggressive is better than being passive and not making mistakes. Because if you're scared to make mistakes and you're passive, you just don't do anything positive. But if you're aggressive and you're playing badly, okay, you've made mistakes, you're going to get subbed off. If you're aggressive and you're playing well, you can be a factor in winning a game. But yeah, that is a big tangent to say, dear Paige Bueckers fans, fuck the lot of yous, the CCFC and Swifties are winning right now. That's going to be fucking clipped into a TikTok, isn't it? But anyway, I'll see you guys.